My spirit rejoices in God my Savior, and I rejoice for his eternal life. I ask every Filipino family, please turn to Jesus.
A friendly reminder from the Philippine Christian Fan-Made Broadcasters.
You're listening to Cool FM. Cool FM is a TVH Group of Networks radio station. Tondo's greatest hits are here. You are listening to Cool FM. Live from Cool Studios. This is koolNews Primetime.
Good evening and welcome to koolNews Primetime. I'm Carlo. Let's get into the headlines. The Philippine Coast Guard on Sunday told China that the Escoda show, where its ship PRP Teresa Pangua has been stationed, is within the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone, so the agency has the right to operate there. PCG spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Comrade J. Tarela, issued his statement after China lodged a diplomatic protest against the illegal anchoring of PRP Teresa Pangua at the Escoda Shoal in the West Philippine Sea. Escoda Shoal is located within the Exclusive Economic Zone of the Philippines in accordance with the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea and the 2016 Imperial Award. Tarela posted on X, formerly Twitter. Our Philippine Coast Guard vessels have the right to operate within the lagoon of Escoda Shoal for as long as necessary, without requiring permission from any other country, he added. Tarela also said that China should stop citing the 2015 declaration on the conduct of parties in the South China Sea, as they have not honored or followed a single provision of the declaration. As far as the region is concerned, it is only Beijing that constantly violates this declaration. They have been deploying their large Coast Guard vessels there, complemented by the numerous Chinese maritime military. Additionally, they have deployed the naval assets in Escoda Shoal, and these actions undermine stability in these waters and contribute to escalating tensions, he said. Moreover, the Philippine Coast Guard has deployed there not to provoke or escalate tensions. Rather, it aims to protect and safeguard our sovereign rights over these waters, particularly against illegal poachers engaged in IUOF, or known as illegal, unreported, and unregulated, and activities that damage our marine environment, he added. China is claiming that the illegal anchoring of the PRP Teresa Pangua at Escoda Shoal seriously infringes its sovereignty. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lin Jin said the Escoda Shoal, which the Chinese call Xinbinjiao, is part of China's Nasha Guangdao, or the Spratly Islands. All police units are mandated to respond to 911 emergency calls within 3 minutes based on a directive issued by Philippine National Police Chief General Romel Marbel. Marbel made the announcement on Sunday through a statement as part of the PNP's effort to enhance public safety and ensure that the most vulnerable persons will receive police assistance. Every Filipino deserves quick and efficient police response, regardless of their location or status, he said. The revitalized 911 hotline is not just a technological improvement. It is a crucial component of our mission to make every community feel secure and supported by the PNP, he noted. The revived Department of Interior and Local Government's DILG's Emergency 911 service replaced Patrol 117. In the new system, Marvel highlighted the importance of PNP's preparedness in responding to emergencies. Our citizens Our citizens rely on us during emergencies, and we have to ensure that every 911 call is met with the swift and effective response it deserves, he said. This directive is more than just a procedural requirement. It reflects our unwavering commitment to serve and protect the Filipino people, ensuring peace and safety across. Whoa, whoa. Okay, anyways, ensuring peace and safety across the nation, the PNP top official added. Moreover, he urged the public to use the 911 service responsibly. A motor tanker carrying 930 metric tons of coconut oil rammed into a temporary steel bridge near the Samao Island Davao City connector on Sunday, according to the Philippine Coast Guard. The PCG reported that the Coast Guard station Island Guard in the city of Samao responded to a distress call from the contractor of the SIDC Davao Samao project concerning motor tanker Dominique 1. The vessel, which was navigating the Samao side of the SIDC Davao Samao project, rammed into the temporary steel bridge installed structure. Coast Guard personnel were dispatched to the scene for assessment, it said. The PCG said the motor tanker sustained no major damage and observed no evidence of oil spillage within the vicinity waters. However, the structure of the temporary steel bridge was deformed due to the allusion, it added. To determine the cause of the incident, the Maritime Safety Service Unit, Eastern Mindanao, will conduct a marine casualty investigation and a vessel safety enforcement inspection. The Maritime Environmental Protection Group (SEM) will also monitor the area for signs of oil spillage. Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste's Minister of Foreign Affairs and Cooperation Benito dos Santos Freitas will visit the Philippines from August 19 to 21, according to the Department of Foreign Affairs. Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo will meet dos Santos Freitas to discuss the current state of the bilateral and multilateral relationships between the Philippines and Timor-Leste, the agency said on Saturday. Both countries will exchange views on regional and international developments during Dos Santos Freitas' first official visit to the Philippines since assuming his role in 2023, the DFA added. Citing reports, the DFA said ASEAN leaders have agreed, in principle, to admit Timor-Leste as its 11th member and have granted the state observer status. The Philippines welcomes Timor-Leste's. Okay, just heard the loud thunderstorm in my background. Anyways, the Philippines welcomes Timor-Leste's progress in implementing the roadmap towards Timor-Leste's full membership to ASEAN and supports Timor-Leste's efforts in this regard, the DFA said. And as we get into the headlines from around the world, fires that have ravaged forests around Turkey's third most populous city, Izmir, for the past 4 days have largely been brought under control, authorities said Sunday. Agriculture and Forestry Minister Ibrahim Yumakli said that efforts to those hotspots were continuing, but the but that the flames were now largely controlled in one place. There is no risk in the section overlooking the city. Firefighters have trapped the fire in the valley. Thank God this fire in the Yamanlar area of Izmir is now under control, Yumakli told reporters. Among the new fires that broke out Saturday in the province of Izmir, one threatening the seaside resort of Izmir was also brought under control without any injuries, which was partly down to the prompt evacuation of residents, the minister said. Flames continued to start deep valleys in the district some 20 kilometers or 12 miles south of Izmir, but at a lower pace, Yuma Lee added. At least 43 buildings were damaged in Izmir, while 26 people were hospitalized with injuries related to the blaze, according to Urban Planning Minister Murat Kulam. Wild animals, cats and dogs died in the fire, but no human victims have yet been reported. Scientists say climate change makes extreme weather events, including heat waves, more likely, longer lasting, and more intense, increasing the risk of wildfires. The Ismail fire started on Thursday and spread quickly to residential areas by winds blowing at 50 kilometers or 30 miles an hour. Firefighters were dispatched from several towns while the army and police force were also mobilized in the effort. 5 other fires continue to ravage in forest areas in other cities in Turkey, including northwestern Balu and Aydın in the west. The Izmir fire was the biggest Turkey has seen this summer. In June, a fire that broke out in Mardin in southeastern Turkey claimed the lives of 15 people. Coming up later on koolNews Primetime, Harris-Trump offer worlds apart contrasts on top issues and more international headlines. It is now 9:11 in the evening, and koolNews Primetime will be right back.
Feeling good while you work. Cool FM.
Welcome back. Now let's get into the headlines. Vice President Kamala Harris has replaced President Joe Biden atop the presidential ticket, but his finish the job campaign mantra can still largely apply to her top policy goals. She's promising to continue a lot of what Biden was doing during the past 4 years if she's elected to for of her own. Former President Donald Trump, for his part, is itching to get back to the White House and accomplish what he didn't during his first term. Since Biden stepped down last month, Harris has announced few major policy proposals beyond a new push to prevent price gouging by food producers and grocers and plans to cut taxes for families, attempt to bring down home buying and rental prices, and reduce medical debt. Harris also used a recent rally in Las Vegas where the economy runs on the hospitality industry to call for ending taxes on tips paid to restaurant, hotel, and other service employees. That came more than a month after Trump used his own Las Vegas rally to promise the same on tips. Despite her lack of specifics on policy, the vice president has committed generally to some major policy positions on various matters, promising to sign sweeping legislation that's unlikely to clear Congress. Those include measures codifying the federal right to an abortion, increasing the federal minimum wage, imposing an assault weapons ban, requiring universal background checks for firearm purchases, and advancing several long-stalled voting rights measures. While details are still rather vague, there's no doubt that whoever prevails in November will seek to shape the landscape of American life in ways wholly distinct from their opponents. On nearly every issue, the choices if the winner gets his or her way are sharply defined. The onward march regulation and incentives to restrain climate change are a slow walk, if not in an about face. Higher taxes on the super rich or cuts to benefit high wage earners. Abortion rights reaffirmed or left to states to restrict or allow as each decides. Another attempt to legislate border security and orderly entry into the country, or massive deportations. A commitment to stand with UK or let go. And this is a very long one. Yeah, this is a very long one. Ukraine drones attacked an oil storage facility in Russian southern Kostov region early Sunday morning, sparking a large field fire, the local governor said. Videos published on social media show thick black smoke and bursts of flames coming from the site of the blaze, which the governor said was in the town of Proletrovsk. In the southeast of the Rostov region, air defenses repelled a drone attack. As a result of falling debris on the territory of industrial storage facilities in Proletarisk, a diesel fuel fire broke out, Governor Vasily Golubev said on Telegram. At 5:35 in the morning, firefighting at the industrial facility in Proletarisk was suspended due to a second drone attack, he added in an update to the post. No one was injured and firefighting efforts resumed shortly after, he said in a later post. The Ukraine army said it had attacked the Kaks oil and petroleum storage facility in the Kostov region. It stole oil and petroleum products that were also supplied to the needs of the Russian occupation army, measures to undermine the military economic potential of the Russian Federation continue, it said. Prolestrox is some 250 kilometers or 155 miles from the Ukraine border and some 350 kilometers from Kiev-held areas of fighting on the eastern Ukraine front line. The Russian Defense Ministry said it shot down 5 aircraft-type Ukraine drones overnight, including 2 over the Rostov region. Kiev has repeatedly targeted oil and gas facilities in Russia since the conflict began in 2022, some hundreds of kilometers from its borders, in what it has called fair retaliation for attacks on its energy infrastructure. Early this month, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky praised his forces for hitting oil facilities in Russia, saying the attacks would help bring a just end to the conflict. The drone attacks come as Ukraine mounts an unprecedented cross-border assault into Russia's Kursk region, where it claims to control more than 80 settlements. And meanwhile, Ukraine has destroyed a key bridge in Russia's Kursk region and struck a second one nearby, less than 2 weeks into its stunning cross-border incursion, disrupting Russian supply routes and possibly signaling that its troops are planning to dig in. Russia's pro-Kremlin military bloggers have acknowledged that the destruction of the first bridge, which spanned the river near the town of Koshkovo, will impede deliveries of supplies to Russian forces repelling Ukraine's incursion, although Moscow could still use pontoons and smaller bridges in the area. Ukraine's Air Force Chief Lieutenant M. Mykola Loshchuk on Friday released a video of the Ukraine airstrike that split the bridge in two. Less than 2 days later, Ukraine troops hit a second bridge in Russia, according to Loshchuk and the Russian regional governor Alexei Smirnov. As of Sunday morning, there were no official reports on where exactly the second bridge attack took place. Russian telegram channels claimed that a second bridge over the Sham in the village of Slivano had been struck. According to Russia's Mash News website or site, these attacks left the area with just one intact bridge. The Associated Press could not immediately verify these claims, but if confirmed, the Ukraine strikes would further complicate Moscow's attempt to replenish its forces in Kursk and evacuate civilians. Kushkovo lies some 12 kilometers north of the Ukraine border and approximately 16 kilometers 10 miles northwest of the main battle zone in Kursk. Zivano is located a further 8 kilometers or 5 miles northeast. And finally, we get into sports now. Alia Finnegan hasn't committed to trying her luck anew in the next Olympics in Los Angeles 2028, but she's all in for the growth of gymnastics locally. Finnegan and fellow Paris Olympian Emma Balabuyo were in town for the Yes Go training clinic at the MVPSF Gymnastics Center in Trinamuros, Manila on Sunday, where over 80 young aspirants show up in the event organized by the Gymnastics Association of the Philippines. I don't have too many plans. I am heading back to school in 2 weeks and I will graduate in May. I'm just taking it one step at a time after graduation, said the 21-year-old Finnegan in response to a query about Los Angeles 2028. And finally, in entertainment showbiz news with an unfortunate news, Alain Delon, the internationally acclaimed French actor who embodied both the bad guy and the policeman and made harsh joke around the world, died at age 88, French media reported. With his handsome looks and tender manner, the prolific actor was able to combine toughness with an appealing, vulnerable quality that made him one of France's memorable leading men. Delon was also a producer, appeared in plays and in later years in television movies. French President Emmanuel Macron paid tribute on X to a French monument. Alain Delon has played legendary roles and made the world dream. He wrote, melancholic, popular, secretive, he was more than a star. Lyon's children announced stated on Sunday in a statement to French National News Agency, Agence France, a common practice in France. Tributes to Delon immediately started pouring in on social platforms, and all leading French media switched to full-fledged coverage of his rich career. And that is it for koolNews Primetime as of this evening. As always, you can get in touch with us at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. And we will be back with more news headlines from us tomorrow at 12 noon or 4 p.m. And you'll be hearing the morning simulcast of DWPM on Cool FM after the big programming. Until then, I am Cairo. Good night.